So here's something that we don't talk about. We came to Canada with this plan: study, graduate, get a job, get a PR, and we work so hard to get there. But then one day, that goal to open up that envelope of approval letter, check. That's the last check mark in the list. So you'll ask yourself, now what? Then you start spiraling, thinking, should I join a pickleball club? Should I join a running club? Or should I change my freaking career? Because nobody really tells us what happened after the goal. What happened once you get your permanent resident? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kath, and in this channel I love sharing about my experience as an immigrant here in Canada in the hopes of motivating you, inspiring you, challenging you, and well, the most important is so you don't do the same mistake that I did. So today I just want to sit here, like really sit here with you, because I've been thinking about this lately and more often. I've been in Canada now for about 6 years, maybe more. I got my permanent residency last year, and I'm realizing that I am in completely different chapter of my life right now than when I first got here. Completely different. When I moved here in 2019, I had one mode. Not sleeping mode, not busy mode, survival mode. Yes, honestly, that mode saved me a lot of times. That mode really captured the essence of my grit, my resilience. That really helped me, figure things out, like the rent, how to go there, how to use the bus, the pandemic, the heartbreaks, basically begging people to hire me. But we've all been there, right? We've all in our survival mode, and in different phases of our life, we'll probably be in that survival mode. And that voice in the back of our head never really turns off. Even, when we're having fun, we're doing things that is good for our mental health, still in the back of our head, it still say that you're actually not deserving of this because you haven't reached your goal yet. And it's annoying that we're like that because, for years, our existence is what's next? What's the next step? Next step, next step. Submit this, submit that. Pay this, pay that. That is our life. That was my life in the past 5 years. I have to move, I have to do something. If I stay still, there is a big potential that I won't get my permanent resident. And I know you've been there too. But when you finally get your permanent resident, you'll have the next stage problem. Because now, you don't have that voice that, what if I don't stay here? What if I have to leave? Questions, that's out of the picture now. That's not going to be your problem anymore. And with that not being your problem, something's just going to break open. You know that feeling when you watch that video where it's so bright and there's like cloudy and it's sound? That's how it felt like when I got my permanent resident. And it's great, but also disorienting. Like, what now? What's next? Because suddenly it's not how do I survive? How do I get my permanent residency question? Now the actual question is, what do I actually want in life? How can I make this privilege of being a permanent resident in Canada be meaningful? Now that's the question I'm trying to figure out, right? It's different, especially when you spend your life, your years of just trying to stay afloat, just trying to stay here in Canada until when you get that permanent resident. My friends here, they got their permanent residency before me, and I saw them struggle. Like with this, I saw them being restless, trying to figure out what's next. Almost like a midlife crisis, as what I mentioned earlier. I thought I'm not gonna go through that part because, even when I was still a student, I'm doing so many things to entertain my brain and to basically start my foundation for the life that I'm building here. But I am going through that as well. Now I'm questioning, what do I want to make this life in Canada be more purposeful, meaningful? I'm going through it. I'm going through it, guys. I don't know if you're going through that, but I'm visually imagining it when you're running a marathon and you can see the finish line and you're running towards there. But when you get there, it's actually just one face of the finish line. And then when you get there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100 million pathways to go through, and now you're confused. So now we're like, wait, what? There's more pathways for me? Like, what do you mean? It is funny, confusing. We're so good of just following the trail, just surviving, and now that we get the chance to choose, we don't know how to do it. Now, not that we have to change, right? Not that we have to choose differently. We can choose whatever we're doing right now. You can choose to stay in that lane. But just now, we realize we have more options. We have more chance to do other things because we know that we can stay here. We don't have to go back at some point. We don't have that deadline anymore. And that is so exciting. That is super exciting. When I got my permanent residency, I was like, wow, I can do so many things. But now, just thinking about it, wow, I can do so many things. Which one? What if I choose something wrong? What if that thing that I chose could potentially waste the years that I spent to just get here? And it's terrifying to think that way. And I don't mean to say that to terrify you, but I don't know, maybe you're also going through that thoughts. I for sure am. Am I overthinking it? I hear them call this phase as the messy middle. Am I saying it right? Messy middle. It's like you're not in the survival mode anymore, but it felt like you're in survival mode still, and you're trying to figure out what do you want, and it's so messy, so confusing, but also exciting and motivating and inspiring. Frustrating as well, because by now, I've been here for 6 years. I'm almost 29. I should have figured this life out. I should know what I want to do. For a while, I felt like a failure. I think I still feel that way. But then I started looking for people. I started to talk to people actually. This past few months, I was attending a lot of events, and I was chatting with a lot of people that I admire, immigrants who I think made it. The image of success we have, those immigrants, I tried to talk to them. This winter was really tough. Every winter is really tough for me. I literally just post a lot of videos so I cannot think about being sad. But also that was the time when I started chatting with more people, more immigrants who I think are in that success that I think I want to be in. So I started talking to them, and with our conversation, I realized that they're all been here in this messy middle. They're also in that messy middle in their current career path or their life. Every single one of them went through a phase or going through a phase where they're just figuring things out. They're just winging it. They're just doing things, failing at some, learning from the others. Made me feel more inspired, made me feel more like a normal person, and that the messy middle of life is just another path. It's not a detour, it's not a setback, it's just another path for us to grow. Honestly, I am still trying to figure this out, but I'm trying to move the needle now. I stopped to feel ready to talk to someone. I literally just messaged them. I literally just applied to these jobs. I am choosing the abundance personality, attitude. I'm choosing to be more curious of figuring things out. Instead of survival mode, it's the curiosity mode. I can't say it, but it's curiosity, like curious. Trust that everything is going to fall into its place. Remember that time when we're just planning to go to Canada? Remember that time we were just so scared and excited, all of the uncertainty, but we still jump into the plane and move to Canada. I want to be in that emotion, in that motivational feeling, in that mode where I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't know why, but when I moved to Canada, I stayed here for a bit. I felt like so risk averse, but I think we all just need to get back to that feeling when we're just gonna do it anyway because we have that goal to be a successful person. What steps that I did or what I'm doing now to honor that feeling, to make sure that I am in that mode is first, I reached out to my previous professors. I told them the big news that I got my permanent resident and that I'm working for this company now. And I thank them for their guidance and for being first people who actually give their time to learn about me and to learn about how to approach and interact with me and teach me the ways, not only a profession but also life in Canada. So I messaged them, I emailed them out of nowhere, out of the blue. And some of them shared some opportunities to me. And some of them took the time to set an appointment with me and to chat, which was really cool. Second, I went back to the career services in my previous college. If you don't know, you can use the services, career services from your previous school. Ask them, just ask. I reach out to them. I do have one person that I always talk to, so I just reach out to them again. We even practiced job interviewing. Third, which is a big thing and I'm still really scared to do, but just trying to push myself, is to actually show up, meaning to put myself out there, to be seen by people, not just by posting in my social media, in YouTube channel, but becoming intentional on what to post, posting in LinkedIn, connecting with people in LinkedIn, messaging them, attending networking events, attending industry events to get to know people. I'm scared. I know you think that I look confident, but that's just because I'm talking to a camera right now, basically. I'm imagining you, but I'm literally just talking to a camera. But I am actually shy and I am a tall, awkward person and I think too much of what to talk to. Like I practice what question to ask and then I overthink. It doesn't flow naturally. And so I overthink and I became more awkward. But you know what? I just go anyway. Fourth is, and I think it's also connected with that, is I started paying attention to who am I becoming and who I want me to become, and not just by posting online, making sure that the content that I'm releasing aligns with me, but also what I do in life. I'm working in a non-for-profit right now because I felt like I'm doing something impactful or meaningful. I'm creating this YouTube channel because I want to talk to that Kathy 3 years ago. She doesn't have a lot of confidence in her, but she does it anyway. And right now I'm talking to her. I want to tell her that we didn't give up. And I know there's so many people of you here who can relate to that. I started volunteering. I started joining organizations that really aligns with the value, really aligns with the community sense that I'm looking for. Through all that, doors open. Not necessarily job opportunities, but doors like creating friendship, relationships that builds me as a person. Through this experience of going through this messy life, I learned that you do the things that you think that future you who is successful is doing, and you kind of meet them in the middle way, and that will really inspire you or motivate you to do more things that your future you who is successful will do, and eventually you will be the successful person that you think you are. If you're in this phase right now, in that middle messy place, and you felt like you're frustrated but also you're grateful about your life, here's some reminders for us that I want to tell you and myself as well. One is that you're not behind. You're literally just in the mess right now, and that's exciting. You should think that it's exciting. You don't have to have a clear step by step plan. Yeah, that's what I learned. I mean, you need to have an overarching goal, but you don't have to have a step by step plan. Life will just ruin it, to be honest. You just need the next step. One conversation from one, learning from other people, joining one event, asking one question, doing one thing that you've been procrastinating. 3, it's okay to want more. Getting a PR, getting a permanent residency doesn't mean you've arrived. It's just one milestone. You're allowed to keep dreaming, to keep on doing things, random, whatever that is, that makes you happy, that makes you feel like you're moving forward. For the people who seem like they have it together, they actually don't have it together. They're just like us. They're trying to wing it. They're figuring it out. Maybe just in a different level, different phase. And number 5, hard on this, because I really need this too as well. It's okay. It's okay to be a failure sometimes. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to not know what to do. It's okay to be messy. What's not okay is giving up on yourself, giving up to that person you want to be, to that reason why you moved here. You know what I mean? Realistically, this messy middle phase, I think it will last a while, and I think it will be in a different level, different phase, a different situation in the rest of our life's journey. But that's okay. I'm sure you're gonna get bored if you're not in this messy period anyway. So enjoy it. Have fun with it. Remember that question that I asked earlier? So what now? What's next? What to do? Now what? I don't think the answer is a destination. I think the answer is just this. If you're not doing something messy, if you feel so comfortable, then maybe there's something wrong. Right? Because this trying, this asking, this messy, beautiful, chaotic, confusing process of figuring out, that is where growth is. That is where you can finally meet the person who you want to be. So if you resonated with this, if you're also in this chapter of your life, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a comment and tell me, what does it look like for you when you're not in survival mode anymore? What are you doing? I just want to know. I'm nosy. I know. I have to show you the moon. This is my view.